Leanne doesn't want us to give her last name for fear someone on the internet will track her down and raid her.
This probably would sustain us for 6 months.
She's a bathroom designer by trade, a grandmother, and a Biden supporter, one of millions of Americans getting ready.
Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself will not stand.
We have an arsenal of guns and ammunition for protection.
Leanne believes America is already in a low-level civil war, which the coming election is unlikely to ease.
This is going to be a fraud like you've never seen.
The uncertainty, not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what people are capable of.
Faith and trust in the American voting system has never been so low. The American president has been telling his supporters for months that the whole thing has been rigged, and both sides have been constructing legal teams ready to contest the outcome here in the US Supreme Court.
For no one can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money.
Shooter Bill Ivory says he fears mayhem when, as he has no doubt will happen, Trump wins.
I just think the liberal left will become unhinged. I look for Antifa and all of those folks just to break loose, especially if it's a really humiliating, overwhelming trouncing that Biden takes.
There are many here who do not believe the polls. Hugh Remington for 10 News First, Stafford, Virginia.
The coming of the lawless one is according to the workings of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders, and with all the unrighteous deception among those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this reason God will send them a strong delusion, that they should believe the lie, that they may all be condemned who did not believe the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. But know this, in the last days perilous times will come, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and harmful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil, for which some have strayed from the faith in their greediness, and have pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And in that day the Lord of hosts called for weeping and mourning, for baldness and for girding with sackcloth, but instead joy, gladness, slaying of oxen, killing of sheep, eating meat and drinking wine. Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. Then it was revealed to me in my hearing by the Lord of hosts, surely for this iniquity there will be no atonement for you, even to your death, says the Lord of hosts. Enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and there are many who go in by it. Because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way that leads to life, and there are few who find it.